I've been an orthopedic surgeon for many years. I've been a patient advocate for many years. Our legacy is not just a nail in a bone. There's more road traffic accidents, there's more fractures that occur in the developing world than patients die of AIDS, TB, and malaria combined. It's a big problem. One way to face it is to do studies and metrics and all that, but that doesn't do the people who are surviving this trauma any good. Our vision is equality of fracture care throughout the world. And we believe that a fracture in another country, a developing country, should have the same result after treatment as a fracture in the United States. SIGN came by increments. One of the initial sentinel events was my service in Vietnam during the war. They evacuated U.S. military, Vietnamese military, and Vietnamese civilians. The Vietnamese civilians were directed to another facility. And I went over there and visited that facility, and it was not adequate. Neither was the personnel. So then I went to Indonesia. I gave lectures. We started residency programs. I returned there, and there was a man lying in bed, and he'd been there for 3 years. I said, we talked about this in lectures. I sent over containers of excess instruments and implants. And he said, the patient can't afford a proper implant. And by the way, we can't use those implants because we have power surges and no electricity. And that became the SIGN model of education plus donation of implants to treat the poor.
There's a huge need. It's somewhere in that range of 30 and 50 million people every year. We've done 170-some thousand surgeries in 16 years. So there's a huge, huge need. Today we make about somewhere between 70 and 100 instrument sets per year. And that's been fairly steady for about 6 years. But nails, it's all based on demand. As our message grows and as word of mouth, people learn more of what we do. They're amazed at what we do as a nonprofit in that we design, we manufacture, we educate, we distribute, and then we have continued support, and we do that free because people donate to us.
Over the last 10-12 years, I've seen the hospital department in orthopedics grow by leaps and bounds, and so we are able to reach so many patients thanks to SIGN, because of the great enormous support we get from them. Yes, so SIGN, since its introduction into Kijape 2005-2006 up to now, I can't quantify the amount of help we've got. The many patients who have been seen, the families that have not been broken, and the children who have been able to go to school because their dad, who was a breadwinner, had a fracture, had timely treatment, and was able to go back to work.
The healing that goes beyond the implant is that we're building the confidence in the surgeons because we give them the tools that they can practice with. We've never tried to convince someone to become a SIGN surgeon. They've come to us asking. We attract the doctors that have that within them. And that's the only way it can succeed, is that it's always going to be people who are self-motivated, have the scientific intellectualism that goes behind becoming a really good surgeon, an effective surgeon, but also they have the compassion to stay with working with the poor.
SIGN believes that the right treatment changes everything. Our hospital, the Tibo Cure Hospital, also believes that healing changes everything. and they work actually hand in hand together. Because if you have the right treatment, then you can provide healing, and it actually changes everything. Not just for the patient, but for the entire family. I hope that more people would see children as what God sees them. And these kids are the future generations. And this is where SIGN comes in. They come in to give us the right tools so we can do the right surgeries and provide the right treatment.
If you have a disability, no matter how much you know, or how well fed you are, or how good you have lighting, you are not going to be happy. With success of SIGN, it's the number of poor people treated using SIGN implants by SIGN surgeons.
SIGN actually reaches beyond just the broken bone. It's transforming lives.
These poor patients, they don't have a choice. That is why with SIGN, we will give them the best choice.